Hello and welcome back to the Bring 'Em It podcast. Over the last 20 years there's been 3 Spider-Men in live action movies, and we've decided we want to have a talk about which Spider-Man did it for us. So Rory, what Spider-Man did it for you?
The Spider-Man that did it for me was Tobey Maguire, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, how about you?
In terms of... Alright.
No context yet, Rory, that comes later.
Okay.
Yeah, I would also agree that my favourite is Tobey Maguire.
I really didn't think we were going to agree on this, because mine's Tobey Maguire as well. I really didn't think we were going to agree on that. See, this is what it is. It's none of this is scripted, folks. We don't know.
We can end the podcast now, can't we? Really?
Yeah, we've had our discussion.
Right,
agreed.
anyway, thanks for coming to the Bring 'Em It podcast. Goodbye. No, I'm joking. But Tom,
We joke.
you started talking about how your favourite is different from the one you think is objectively the best. Would you like to delve into that a little bit?
Well, I think Maguire is probably my favourite because I was Sorry, my watch hit metal. That was annoying. I grew up.
Is that you?
I grew up. No. I grew up watching the Maguire films in the cinema, and I think just the nostalgic aspect, he's always going to be my favourite, even if he's not the most comic accurate Spider-Man.
Is that the main? Is that the most important factor? Comic accurate?
Well, I think obviously the casual viewer is not going to care that much, and I'm not going to claim to be a massive comic fan. I've probably read like 3 Spider-Man comics in my life, but so like the people who love the comics, they want to see a proper realization of their favourite characters, and Tom Holland objectively is the best realization of the comic book character in film. Yeah. So that's why I'd say he's objectively the best, but he's not my favourite.
I must say I'm a little bit worried about stepping on a couple of toes, because there's going to be so many experts out there, and I'm not even
if
close.
They watch this, then
Yeah, we have
if they watch this, hopefully they agree with what I said there.
We're just humble opinions.
I think I'd say Tobey Maguire does represent Spider-Man, really, doesn't he? Because I thought Spider-Man was meant to be like the sort of everyday person superhero that you can relate to. Yeah, I find myself relating to Tobey Maguire a lot more than Tom Holland.
I think it's,
to be honest,
the main. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Most of this has come from me watching different videos. It's not me reading the own comics and then being like, "Oh, that's what it should be." But from people who have said they've read loads, I think the main thing is that Maguire is really good at portraying Peter Parker and like the awkward, nerdy side, but he's not good at portraying the cocky, jokey side of Spider-Man. And then you get Garfield, who was the opposite, and then you get Holland, who was great at being the awkward nerd who can't talk to girls, but also being the Spider-Man who's really jokey and makes loads of quips.
I don't know. I didn't really believe. I wouldn't say. I still liked all of the Spider-Men. I'm going to keep saying Spider-Men. It doesn't sound right.
The Spider-Mans?
No, I'm saying Spider-Men. Anyway, I actually like all 3 of them, to be honest. Like, I actually don't think any of them are bad at all. Like, and it's quite unfortunate that Andrew Garfield gets sort of the reputation that he does.
I think Garfield's ripped on more for the fact that one of the films is just completely laughable with how bad it is.
I don't think I watched it.
Yeah, I hated that film.
It's okay until like the last. It gets a bit overlong, but I didn't think it was laughable. I thought it was
I think some of it is laughable.
The bit with the rhino coming in randomly was a bit weird, but
I mean, the horrible accent from an actual really good actor.
Yeah, that was strange. But I don't know. I enjoyed watching that film in the cinema up to that point. It got a bit too long. But other than that,
I'd say it's my least favourite of all of the Spider-Man films.
Yeah, I probably agree.
But then again, I've still watched it like 5 times probably.
Because we've all said Tobey Maguire is our favourite. So who would you say? Actually, I don't want to load the question. Who's your least favourite?
Probably Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, probably, but
He didn't have much to work with, like Tom said, though.
I find it harsh saying that because in my opinion, he's probably the best actor out of the three, just in general. But I just don't think he fits the role of Spider-Man and Peter Parker very well.
The thing is, right, and I think maybe I'd say that Andrew Garfield was my least favourite, but Tom Holland's portrayal of it kind of annoys me at times, and that's not me as a Spider-Man fan. It's me more of like, because when I watch Marvel films, and I've said this before, I think, and I'll probably say it a bunch more times, I really hate what Marvel's trying to do with like trying to be funny all the time, and I think Tom Holland's kind of fell in that trap for me.
It's fair enough to be angry at the MCU for doing that, but you can't be angry at Spider-Man for doing that. That's literally his character. That's what Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
He's a joker.
It feels more like Tom Holland. I don't think Tom Holland's awkward in real life, and sometimes when I watch it, I feel like it's quite obvious that he's trying to be awkward, whereas Tobey Maguire, he probably was...
It's just naturally awkward.
An awkward guy, yeah.
You know
that's not Tom Holland's fault.
The thing that's weird about Tobey Maguire, he was like 27 when they started the first film.
I was going to say, you can look at him and think he could be an 18-year-old, but he could also be a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
But Andrew Garfield was older.
You look at Tom Holland. Yeah, Andrew was he older when he started?
He was older when he was cast and when he was started than Tobey Maguire by like a year.
See, that's actually one of the things I was noting down. Like Holland, obviously, it's nothing to do with how good they are at acting, but Holland actually looks like he could be a teenager.
Yeah.
I think he's like 22, 23, but he looks like a 15-year-old, like he's playing.
He's little.
Yeah.
And he got Nicki Minaj pregnant. He's done it all.
Rumours.
But
yeah.
That's such a weird. If that was true, that'd be so weird.
The thing is, right. There's the whole thing about Spider-Man having to be a teenager. I would say the majority of audiences that watch Spider-Man and watch Marvel and like, because a lot of people do it and a lot of people aren't that immersed in it. But I would say that most people who watched the first Spider-Man or even the second Spider-Man didn't even know that he was meant to be a teenager. Like, I read some of the comics.
Ones?
I read some. I think any of the movies. I think any of the first movies you watched, if you were a kid, you didn't know he was meant to be a teenager. Like, because I read the comics.
He's in high school in the first one.
Yeah, but I just thought college. I was a kid. I couldn't really distinguish between all the levels of education. I didn't even, when I was a kid, I didn't even know you had to be a kid to be in school. I thought you could be an adult in school. I was a kid. No one watches Spider-Man fully educated, do they?
Well, yeah. Yeah, man.
I was a very smart kid.
To be honest, Henry.
But no, but I actually read some of the comics when I was a kid as well, and even in there, like, there's no. Okay, fine. The high school thing's a fair point, but like, even when you see like a drawing of Peter Parker and stuff, he doesn't look like a kid, really. Or maybe he did, but I just didn't notice when I was a kid.
I think it's not exactly the point I'm trying to make that Spider-Man should be a teenager. It's just in the films he is a teenager.
Yeah.
So it's more than. In the first one, he's in senior year, I think. I think he graduates in the first one, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think that awkward style is sort of associated with teenagers as well.
Yeah.
I think that's why people...
Puberty, teenage years, being awkward, all that.
Continuity has become. I think continuity has become more of an important thing like in the last sort of 5-10 years than it was before. I don't think people would have cared so much back when Spider-Man, the first original Spider-Man, was made. I don't think anyway. Like, was there many grievances at the time? I mean, I was 4, so.
I don't know.
No clue.
Can't remember much film reviews when I was 4.
But
I think it was pretty well liked. The whole. Well, the first two anyway. The third.
Oh yeah, the first two were very
topic.
Critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
Interesting fact about comic book accuracy is the first Spider-Man is the only one without the web shooters, which is comic book. The comic book accurate is to have web shooters.
Yeah.
Which
like
is
he's supposed to make them. I remember. Well, I don't remember at the time, but I remember reading things like when I was looking at reviews that a lot of comic book diehards were very annoyed that they made that change in the Maguire films.
There's an ice cream van outside someone's house.
Yeah,
apparently.
That's mine.
Go get an ice cream, Rory. Take a break.
I wish I could.
But because we all watched the first Spider-Man first, but no, we didn't watch them in a different order.
Very well put.
But the thing is, because he didn't have web shooters, I grew up thinking not having the web shooters was the norm. And then when I watched The Amazing Spider-Man
same.
and saw the web shooters, I was like, "What's he doing? Why are they trying to add technology to my favourite franchise?" That was my immediate reaction.
What's he doing?
Well, that's like another reason as what I was saying earlier, that just because it's our favourite doesn't mean it's objectively the best, because we grew up with one Spider-Man before we knew anything else. So he was the one we had in our heart before we'd seen what was actually Spider-Man.
Beautiful time.
Is the best the most accurate though? Because I mean,
it depends what you're describe. Well, I can't think of the word.
Because if they made
depends how you're looking at the best in terms of what, like the best what.
Well, say if you made the most accurate like war film ever, it would probably be more of it will be people getting trench foot and sitting there saying I'm really
pretty horrific to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean
horrific.
the battle scene would be, but like there'd be less of it, and there'd be like, much more tedious scenes. You know, we're going quite deep into this, and I didn't plan on that.
You could say that of anything in life, couldn't you?
Well, exactly. That's why I'm giving an that's why I'm giving an example. I don't think accuracy was too high up on my most important things for why you would enjoy certain Spider-Man films.
Well, it's not in terms of enjoyment, because my favourite is Spider-Man 2 with Maguire.
Maguire? What was it? Why did you add so much emphasis on that? What was the alternative?
I don't know, I'm just trying to liven things up a bit.
Oh, with emphasis on a syllable?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Infliction on random words. It'll make people listen for longer.
You're paying attention, folks?
No. I've got stats. Does anyone want to hear some stats?
Give us a stat and we'll talk about it.
Right, so, in terms of web time, as in the time they're in the air,
No
webbing
way.
through the city,
Right.
Garfield has 4 minutes per film, whereas Maguire is on 2 minutes and Tom Holland is on 1.8 minutes.
Oh.
So realistically, in the Andrew Garfield films, you're getting more of what you want from Spider-Man.
You get more bang for your buck.
You get more.
web
You know
time.
what I liked when you started saying that, when you said, like halfway through the sentence, I just heard Henry go, no.
No, I was saying no way. I couldn't believe Rory had actually googled that. It's just it's a fun stat. It's a fun stat. Don't get me wrong.
It's good,
There's
isn't it?
there's that scene at the end of the first Garfield film when he's like he gets shot
Different
and he starts
series, Tom.
swinging. What?
Completely different series. Garfield? He loves lasagna.
Andrew Garfield.
Rory's joking
not the
around
cat.
with you.
Yeah, at
Top
the end
ballad
of the
from Rory.
first Garfield film, when the ginger cat gets shot and he starts swinging through the buildings, that's quite a long scene.
I remember that.
I can't remember it. Oh no, I do. Yeah, I do remember.
You know, that's a stupid scene though, isn't it? That's the one where they like hang American flags over the cranes as he comes through.
Yeah. So New York banded together in a crisis.
You wouldn't get away with that now.
Yeah. No,
What, American flag?
Probably
Let's
not.
not dip into that, Henry.
Okay. While we're on representations and comic book accuracy, I added as a note for the how do you say is it Raimi or Rami? I think it's
Raimi.
yeah Raimi.
Sam Raimi.
But anyway, that's irrelevant. It's Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire, I thought, was the most nerdy representation, and the Amazing Spider-Man, I thought that he was almost more of a jock than he was a nerd. Other than the fact that he got beat.
That's what I was thinking.
Other than the fact he got beat up.
He's too confident and charming to be Peter Parker.
I swear he like beat up. He like beat up Flash. Well,
He doesn't
assertive
beat him up,
dominance.
He does like a basketball
move and jumps 30 feet in the air, and people are like, "Oh, that's normal." I guess.
But he also grabs him and pushes him against the locker as well. He asserts dominance twice in his first film.
Oh, that's when his uncle dies, though, isn't it? Spoilers, Ben
Yeah.
Parker dies in Spider-Man.
Oh,
He's just sad, and just to be fair, Maguire does some weird shit in this first one when Flash tries to attack
the
him.
tray around it and stuff.
I love that
Yeah, and then
scene.
he do some dodging and then punches him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like that scene.
I think that's how fights work, actually.
It's all so accidental that it looks good.
Also, I think Flash in the first one is the biggest biggest person who's trying to be a teenager but so clearly isn't. Joe Manganiello. I don't know how to pronounce that. Joe Manganiello, the person who plays Flash in the first one. I think he was about 30 when it came out. He's so clear. He's so clearly not a teenager. He looks 30. It's just like what?
Have a look at him.
That was a great scene, though. That was a fantastic scene.
It's like in Greece. They're all supposed to be teenagers, and you look at them and you're like, he looks about 45.
Again, though, a great film. If a teenager did it, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. Because, well, I don't know. Probably, I think there'd probably be issues if they were actual teenagers and they were smoking and stuff. There'd probably be Ofcom issues.
Ofcom.
Nah, that'd be cool if they did a sort of bad boy Spider-Man, where he I don't know, swings around selling weed. I'd be down to watching that. That'd be cool. Make it a bit more real.
Oh, I've literally lost this. I've lost the room so much.
Yeah. Realistic.
I don't think you can make a film about a man bit by a radioactive spider.
You can.
Realistic. Well, I know you can make one, but I wouldn't say Watchmen's overly realistic either.
Well, yeah, but they're real characters, Tom. There's real things happening in it. It is. It's like more.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Dark people. Sorry, I got a bit emotional there.
By the way,
no, it is Tom.
bit of trivia to ground us. I think this is related to the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I don't think it's all of them because I'm pretty sure I remember Tobey Maguire punching someone, but apparently Spider-Man never punches his enemies. He kicks and uses web maneuvers, but never punches. And I think that Tom Holland Spider-Man, I forgot to put it under a heading.
I'm fairly sure they all punch.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom. After this is over, YouTube Spider-Man punch and see if you can get one from Tom Holland.
No, because I mean, not in the Spider-Man films, but in Infinity War, he punches Thanos. I can see it.
Maybe
when he's going through and he's punch from the side or kick from the side, and then he punches in one of them.
Maybe it's only the Spider-Man films though, but I'll check it in general.
I have a good stat that leads off of that, by the way.
Okay, go on.
33%.
What? No, okay.
Oh my god.
In terms of box office, who do you think has the most in terms of standalone movies? Oh, Tom's gone. Back.
Standalone movies.
Yeah, as in not including Infinity War. Who do you think has the most?
Oh, what? So you mean Spider-Man films?
Yeah. So basically,
Right.
but I just don't include the ones that he appears in.
Well, the thing is, I think I googled that, so I'm not going to answer.
Right.
Tom?
Who do you think has the most? Tom?
So who has the most appearances in standalone Spider-Man films?
Whose box office is the highest in standalone Spider-Man films?
I'd say Maguire.
Newsflash, Tom's right. It is Maguire.
Yeah.
Maguire has 3.3 billion, and Tom Holland is at about 2.8, I believe.
Is that adjusted for
I
inflation?
assume when he's got the same amount of films, he'll definitely overtake him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in fairness, it also reflects well on Tobey Maguire that he sort of led a franchise on his own. He didn't have other characters to back him up like Iron Man and such.
Is that adjusted for inflation, Rory?
I'd assume so, yeah.
With him as well, the only superhero films at the time were X-Men, Spider-Man, and some very, very weird Fantastic Four films. But like, other than that, there weren't really any films going, like superhero films going on at the time.
It's,
Daredevil.
I've got something on that actually. I was thinking like.
Let's not talk about that one, Rory.
I think when I watched actually both Spider-Man films, I generally started to think, oh, this feels like more of a Marvel film than a Spider-Man film. Because you know, like the I feel like especially. Actually, no, I'd say even equally in both of them. Actually, I feel like Iron Man kind of steals the show because it's Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man's such a big character. Even in those films, like he actually seems to steal the show a little bit, or at least take limelight away from Spider-Man.
Even the one when he's dead.
Well, yeah, even
That's
that's
the
the weird
film
thing.
is literally about him being like,
Exactly.
"Why is Mr. Stark dead? What can I do?" Yeah.
Well, I know it is about him because he's mourning him. He was like a father figure to him. Obviously, it's going to be about him trying to move on from the death of someone that meant so much to him. You can't really have it without that.
You can, but you get my point.
It would have been weird if they didn't mention him at all.
It feels like
just him going along.
Yeah,
like, I'm really happy.
Yeah,
my father figure's dead.
Yeah, but it does feel like Iron Man's sidekick movies. That's what it feels like. Like if it was titled Iron Man Sidekick Homecoming, I wouldn't really question it all that much. I speak facts.
He's not, but.
Yeah.
I mean, in the MCU, you're never going to have a film that doesn't mention one of the others. Like in Ant-Man, it's like, why don't we just call the Avengers? Like that's what they do. They just mention the other films. They're like, oh, remember this is part of the cinematic universe. Like, yeah, we know.
Yeah. Did that become a problem? Do you think the whole sort of because they're kind of trying to sell each of the other films in a way, aren't they?
Oh yeah, like I think that was most people's main criticism of Age of Ultron. It just felt like trailers for new films.
In what way? In what way did Age of Ultron do that more than the others?
Well, it's because like Thor's whole arc is like when he has that dream, he sees the future of Ragnarok, and then he just goes off for like 30 minutes. You're like, oh no, Ragnarok, my next film. That's all he does in that film.
Oh. But aren't most of the films just setting up for Avengers films most of the time anyway?
Basically.
Well, yeah. So
that's why I prefer Maguire's films overall, because it's just like these are hit their own stories. They're not trying to do anything else other than tell one story.
Because The Amazing Spider-Man came out around the same time as the Avengers, do you think in this scenario where Andrew Garfield made an appearance in the first Avengers film, do you think he would be higher on the list for many people?
Probably.
Yeah, he probably would.
Because again, I think a lot of people don't like Garfield that much because they don't like the films as much as the other ones.
was that the cat?
Every time I'm talking about the cat.
The funny thing is, I was gonna. I might as well just say what I was gonna name it because you're here now. But I was gonna name this. I was gonna name this Maguire, Garfield, Holland. Like, who's your Spider-Man?
Who's the best cat?
And then it's just gonna sound. Everyone, like, we're always just gonna read that every time and think, why are we talking about cats? But recenter, regroup.
It would take too much time to say Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. Should we say Andy?
Andrew?
Yeah, Andy Garfield. What about Andy Garfield?
Andy.
Yeah.
I'm not best mates with him. I can't shorten his first name.
Oh.
I've got another Rory trivia fact.
Rory trivia.
Oh.
Make it a jingle.
Right. So, who do you think has the highest average rating on Rotten Tomatoes over all their films?
Oh, I'd say Tom Holland.
Actually, yeah, probably Tom Holland because
just based on the new one.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding,
ding.
You're right.
They'll be too high.
89% average rating. Whereas
89?
Tobey Maguire, 89 overall, yeah. Tobey Maguire's 82% because he gets knocked down by Spider-Man 3,
yeah,
which had 63%.
Which, by the way, I feel like that there's similarities in terms of there being a problem with my enjoyment of the film. There's similarities with Spider-Man 3 and the sort of Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man, and that's that there is so many characters to focus on and so many backstories that you kind of forget that you're watching a film about an individual going through something.
Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire did that, like, in the first and second films, he did that by far the best. Like, the character arcs was by far the best, in my opinion.
My main criticism with Spider-Man 3 is the same as The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It just has too many villains.
That's Sony's fault, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because in Spider-Man 3, Raimi wanted the main villain to just be Sandman, I believe.
And he was the better
Sony
villain.
were like, you have to put in Venom.
Yeah.
They're like, you have to. And he didn't want to. And that's why there's...
And Harry as well. There was Harry.
There's Goblin as well, yeah. There's 3 villains in that film, which is too many. And there's...
They were going to make a 4th, weren't they?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
The fourth was going to be Vulture, I think.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Vulture's who in Homecoming, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I was thinking that.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it for some reason. Just in case I was
Why
wrong.
didn't I don't... They should have done like a solo one with just Venom, shouldn't they? I don't know why they were scared to touch Venom. That confuses me. I don't think... And they don't want to put... Well, they're going to have... The Venom's a different... Like, it's owned by a different company now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know if they'll ever be able... Well, probably will someday be able to put it in Tom Holland.
On Tom Hardy's Instagram, he always adds pictures for like half a second, but I think he's just trying to like piss people off or like get people excited, knowing it won't happen because it's always pictures like art of Venom biting the head off of like Spider-Man, and he captions them like soon.
Oh god!
And then everyone gets really excited, but he deletes them. But I say not knowing Tom Hardy because I don't know him, but he seems like the type of person who would joke around and picture just to piss people off.
You don't know.
Oh, there's Venom 2, by the way. Sorry to interrupt again. Venom 2 is directed by Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's playing Carnage.
Carnage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
That's gonna be
Andy Serkis.
Circus.
Yeah, no, circus. It's just how you made it sound a little bit like circus, and it made me laugh.
Oh.
But
he's a very good actor.
You know something.
I've only seen one film he's directed, but then again, I think he's only directed one film so far.
You know something really creepy.
Oh.
Please tell us.
In Spider-Man 3, it's called Spider-Man 3, and there's 3 villains.
Wow.
Illuminati, well and truly confirmed.
Cool. We're scraping the barrel here, aren't we?
I haven't been reading through my
I
notes.
thought you were going to say in Spider-Man 3, it's called 3 because it's the 3rd film.
Whoa. It is, though. That is...
That is also true, yeah.
Fact checkers who are watching our podcast, please double check.
Checkers.
Fact checkers, not fact checkers. But I've also read out that this is an emergency one because we're losing focus. Please stay with us. Stay with us. The car thief scene in Amazing Spider-Man.
In which one?
I actually think that's one of my favourite scenes because it was funny and it was actually quick.
Well, when he's...
Yeah, it was quippy in the right way, I thought.
Yeah.
Don't remember it.
He's like, don't steal that car.
It's like,
Something along those lines.
It's like, if you're gonna steal cars, don't dress like a car thief.
Oh yeah.
And all that stuff.
He probably didn't say it like that.
No, he doesn't.
If you're gonna steal cars.
Yeah, I'm not an actor.
No.
But anyway, I actually think Garfield doesn't fit the whole nerdy stereotype, and I think that's where accuracy kind of does come into it for me.
Yeah,
but I think he's the best
He fits
quipper.
the cocky, jokey.
Yeah, I like him as a quipper. I think he's the best quipper personally.
He's the best wisecracker.
Yeah,
Very true.
there's a bit in the second one when Rhino's stealing all that really volatile and hyper explosive material, and he decides to crack jokes there, and I'm like, this isn't the time. And he's cracking jokes, and then instead of stopping him, he's cracking jokes, and then he drives through like a car and kills people.
You sounded like
he's just cracking jokes, and I'm like, this isn't the time to do that.
You sounded like the boring James Milner account there. This isn't the time. We've got a game to win. But
I'm sorry. I thought Spider-Man was supposed to save people, Henry.
yeah, I agree. I think I think if there was a Spider-Man and he didn't save people, I think he'd be at the bottom of our lists.
Yeah, he was a murderous one.
Post your opinions on a Spider-Man that
that'd be
doesn't
an
save
interesting
people.
Spider-Man for me. I have to
Basically
say.
Venom, isn't it?
Complex
Yeah,
character.
true.
Whoa.
Yeah, anti-hero.
Oh, while
That's
we're
what we
on that, best villain,
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah,
I'd say
Dr.
Doc Ock,
Octavius.
Green Gob.
I'd say the Green Goblin, the
Green
original.
Gob.
Most goblins
I
green.
do love Willem Dafoe.
I think Doc Ock's the most the complex villain,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you quite like him at the start as
They
well.
got
so-
more complex,
You like
didn't
him
they?
at the end as well.
But Green Goblin's absolutely mental, and that's
Yeah.
very enjoyable to watch on screen.
That Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin that performance is the reason I want to see Willem Dafoe play the Joker. He
Yeah.
looks like him as well.
He would be a good Joker.
They did. People do kind of
He might
overstretch
be a
that.
bit old now.
People do kind of people do kind of say like, you could go on TikTok and see someone making a funny face, and there'd be 1,000 comments saying this guy should be the next Joker. Literally, all it takes is a funny face.
I think it's a bit different with Willem Dafoe though.
It's a bit
Yeah,
different.
you should watch his performances in like The Lighthouse and stuff. He could definitely do the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean Willem Dafoe is an incredible actor. He's not a fucking kid on TikTok.
Oh, F word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
That hurt my ears, Tom.
I've noticed as well that the villains kind of grow up with the people watching them. So say if you're like a kid born in 1995 and you watch Spider-Man when you're 7 years old. Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Thank God. I
Good
did that
maths.
way too quickly, just in case I got it wrong. But yeah. Anyway, I think they kind of the villains get more and more complex, and we've kind of said it, but we haven't made the link yet. Is that Green Goblin is he's quite a transparent villain, isn't he? He just gets taken over by lust and greed, and not lust, lust for
and
power.
a weird formula.
Yeah,
What's the reason he has that formula? Is he dying?
to
No,
avoid
that way
aging.
makes formula.
I think he's creating like super soldiers or something. I
Yeah,
don't-
kind of.
And
then
then
Captain
they're
America's
like, we're
stomach.
cutting your funds, and he's like, I need to test it on myself.
You can't do this to me.
That's a very good villain trope. It's like struggling scientist tests formula on himself.
Mm.
Same lizard one in the first Amazing Spider-Man.
But then,
Same with Doc Ock.
But then,
to
yeah,
some
that's
extent.
what
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
Doc Ock got a little bit more relatable, and then not a little bit more relatable, a little bit more complex, and then the most complex character was Sandman, who you were kind of designed to hate because he was like, designed to hate in parts because he was the villain, but at the same time you completely sympathise with what he was trying to do, and then you forgave him at the end. I think most sane people forgave Sandman. I think you're a weirdo if you didn't. When he flew off in the wind, and after he just watched his best friend die as well.
To be fair, the scene when his best friend.
Yeah, Harry.
Oh, what, Sandman?
No, I was talking about Peter or Spider-Man, however you prefer him.
Because the way you said it, you were like, he blew off into the wind after watching his best friend die.
Yeah.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
But yeah, I mean, the sequence when Sandman turns into Sandman is really, really good.
Good CGI for the time as well.
Yeah. Although the best scene of any Spider-Man film is the train scene in Spider-Man 2.
I can back it.
I love that
I can
one.
back it. I haven't thought about it, but I can back it for now.
They tried to
Very,
copy it with the
very
boat, didn't they?
Yeah,
Pretty
it just
much
doesn't have
anyway.
the same effect.
Nah.
Well, in the Spider-Man game, there's a little nod to that when you like stop in a train in the underground, and they're like, "I feel like I've done this before," or something like that.
Wait.
But we didn't do it
Yeah.
before.
Well, no, that's what the character says.
Yeah. I quite like the bit in that train scene though. I quite like the bit in that train scene where he's like, the kids go in front of him and said, "Oh, you have to go for us," or something. No, all the people, all the New Yorkers go, "You have to get, you have to get through us." And then
It's not just say what he did.
he just shoots through and knocks him out, and they have nothing to say. I think there should be a moral to that. Like, don't try and team up and try and fight against anything, because if there's someone more powerful than you, you're gonna get knocked out.
It's a parable.
That's the worst moral I've ever heard.
I hope we got kids.
Don't try and stand up to someone.
Have we got any
Don't
impressionable?
gang up on people, it's bullying.
And if they're more
That's what I
powerful than you, they'll overpower you.
Yeah, exactly. I hope we got some impressionable people listening to this, because you might as well learn that now.
Just give up.
Give up, please.
Don't fight, it won't work.
It never
Right,
works.
carry on.
Oh, I've got Mysterio, great villain. That's on my notes. I quite
was a
enjoyed
good
Mysterio.
Yeah, but then again, like a lot of the good villains are just obviously they're written well, but they're very good actors. Like Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors ever.
Gyllenhaal. Apparently that's how you're meant to say his name.
I quite
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
I quite
With
like
that accent as well.
Yeah.
I quite like how there wasn't too much foreshadowing as well for like the sort of reveal. There was a bit near the very, very close to it, but they didn't just do it the whole way through. Like
The reveal that he's a villain, or
Yeah.
the reveal at the end.
No, the reveal that he was a villain.
Everyone knew he was.
Oh
Surely.
yeah, well I didn't really, because I'm not like a Marvel fanatic, so I kind of the reveal actually came as a bit of a shock to me. I mean, you felt eerie during that scene, didn't you? Because he was really dismissive, and you're like, he's dismissive. He's definitely a bad guy. Like dismissive about getting the glasses. That was the whole thing, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like the whole cliche of someone being past something of extreme power. Like, I don't want it. No, you keep it. All that stuff. 100%. You definitely are going to take it and then be evil.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that ever happens.
To be fair, I'll give Far From Home one thing. It's the only MCU film that truly shocked me, like with the end.
Oh, that ending was so good.
Yeah,
I really
I was
enjoyed
in
that.
I was in the cinema and I was like actually shocked. It
I did
really
think-
surprised me.
I'm not gonna lie, I sort of thought something like that might happen. Didn't they? They didn't show him dead, did they? At the end, it doesn't show him getting captured.
No,
Mysterio.
they shoots him something, doesn't he? He
I
gets
can't
shot,
remember
I
properly.
swear.
Yeah, but you don't see him like arrested or whatever. So I thought, okay.
Oh,
he's gonna
if he
get-
was shot, he probably wouldn't be arrested. He'd be
Yeah,
dead.
but they don't pick up his body, do they? They don't show his body.
Well, yeah, they don't show that. Yeah,
And
but
they're
I
alive.
know what you mean. But still, it was.
The illusionist was probably going to have some way out of that. Was my thinking.
Yeah.
But
But still, like, even if I thought he was alive, the reveal is like, oh
Reveal
yeah,
is-
by the way, yeah. And also, J. Jonah Jameson being back.
Oh,
J.K.
here we go.
Simmons, That was the best bit.
oh, Tom, I love Jonah Jameson.
What?
He loves
I love
that
what
actor.
way?
He loves that actor. Tom Purcell here. He loves that actor.
What,
Yeah,
J.K.
really
Simmons?
dark.
Oh, if we need to flesh out anything, just bring out Whiplash. Bring up Whiplash and just watch the time. Like zoom to 45 minutes.
You cannot say that J.K. Simmons isn't the only person who should ever play J. Jonah Jameson, because he is.
Oh no, 100%,
Nah.
100%.
Well, I'm sure there's someone else that could probably play him. I don't think he
not
should be the
as
only
well.
one.
His
ever.
evil twin, Jameson Jonah Janu. But on the Tom Holland universe, on the Tom Holland
Jesus
universe,
Christ.
it's not good, is it? This is not a good episode.
KJ Simmons.
Careful, Rory.
Careful.
But
Oh, careful.
you know Flash in the Tom Holland thing, in the Tom Holland
yeah.
universe. I think apparently the reason for the portrayal of him was because they wanted him to represent bullies nowadays, which is like more of a flex and like a emotional bullying,
A verbal bully, yeah.
yeah, rather than like a physical bully. But he sucked. I hated him. He was so boring and unthreatening. I needed that little bully dynamic, and it wasn't
I don't
there.
think he was meant to be threatening.
Yeah,
by any
no, I'm
stretch
not
of
saying.
imagination.
I'm not.
I think he's like 5'6" or 5 or something.
Yeah, all right, Tom.
Which
thanks.
one was- Flash?
Similar height to you, Henry.
Yeah, that's my height, guys.
Oh.
Flash is, I don't know the actor's name, but he's the one who's in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, him. He was quite
Yeah.
funny. I didn't even think he was much of a bully, to be honest.
Exactly. I wanted that
Yeah,
bully
I agree
dynamic,
with
and I was
Henry.
denied.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then wait, what was in the? To be fair, the second one kind of sucked as well, because it's like the bully.
What, the film?
The second in the
Oh,
Amazing
the Flash.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the skinhead one. Like he like
Yeah.
in that basketball
He's
scenario.
He's only a bully for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then like the basketball scene as well. Like he just looks so half-assed with his lines. Like I remember the whole thing like give it up, Parker, and then he just went back to like sort of submissive face. He didn't look threatening at all, and it was
He's
so
probably
weird.
scared.
Scared? What
Yeah.
the bit when he was like give it up, Parker? He was scared.
What, with the basketball?
Well, no, okay, fine. If afterwards, like, you'd be scared if you see all that glass
Oh,
shatter and stuff. But before, Andrew Garfield was just coming at him with a basketball, and he just like, and it literally, like, he was like, I don't know, he looked like he was quaking, Loki. He looked like he was kind of quaking. And he's going to be like this.
I won't lie, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that film in a while.
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
He looked like he was quaking Loki, bruh.
Well, go on, my slide.
Oh my god. Am I gonna have to start labelling this as like, what's the word? Explicit content for all these little swear words.
Where was the swear word?
Yeah.
What?
The SLUT word. Derogatory. Derogatory.
What, slime?
Oh, did you say slime?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Moving
this
swiftly on.
is so bad.
What did you think I said?
Has anyone got any more trivia?
Right, should we wrap it up?
No, trivia. I want trivia. I want to end on a good note.
I don't have any trivia.
Yeah, neither do I.
Damn it. Thanks for coming and joining us today on the Bring 'em It podcast.
Thanks for getting it this far into a dreadful episode.
Well done.
We've got a bonus coming soon as well.
We might have a bonus coming soon. Yeah.
A Desert Island Discs episode.
Mm.
I'm going to host that one.
Yeah, Roy's going to host. Well, I'm going to introduce us. Actually, no, you can introduce us.
No, I want to introduce. I've got something prepared.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you are too. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.